Santi, and welcome to your Tuesday edition of Afternoon Express. I'm Palisa Dembe, and today we are embracing the power of womanhood and self-love. Leading sports broadcaster and media personality Mpho Tsolonyane calls into the loft to tell us about her #Levels of Happy campaign. Intimacy coach Marilu Gaba chats about the dynamic between men who are intimidated by strong, independent women. We want to find out from you on social media. What is something you've done today to level up your happiness? Remember to use that #Afternoon Express. Hey ladies, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, Pali. We are having an amazing time here in the kitchen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, my love?
I'm great. I love the lips, by the way.
Oh, hello.
On this amazing Tuesday, guys, we're going to be making a deliciously tasty, amazing dessert from another dessert. So you better stay tuned. We will be making a Cinnabon bread pudding.
Lovely, double.
We're basically taking you on levels. And to get all the recipe information, the details, all the ingredients, go on to afternoonexpress.co.za. But let's catch up with Toya Delezi.
She last graced our show back in 2015. She has since moved overseas and has been working hard to bring us new and exciting music. It is Toya Delezi, the CEO of her own galaxy, who joins us now all the way from Paris.
Yeah, bakumbisa udumengan asitshela ukuthi ubani uma sihamba sophanda thathi dlala noba ngani zoma sebefuna ukusiqhatha qhatha awubatshena udumengan hey udumengan osophethe izikhokho phethe izibeliboko also call time song. Egumnandi si song.
Welcome back to the loft, Toya.
Hey, how are you doing, Vanessa? You good?
Girl, I am good. I'm loving the blue background. You are just radiating so much light, almost as if you're sitting right next to me here on the couch.
Yeah, I love this wallpaper. I think it works well.
Magnifique. It definitely gets our stamp of approval. Now, Toya, so much to catch up on since your last appearance back in 2015. So please, girlfriend, I know it's difficult, but let's try bring us up to speed.
Whoa, 2015. So 2016, moved to the UK. 2016, I worked with the Powerpuff Girls. I rewrote the theme song. 2017, I was the first Black Powerpuff Girl. 2018, I'm working on Afro Rave, which is a synthesis of Zulu rap, bass, and dubstep. 2019, Funani has been voted Best Music Video of 2019 by Boiler Room. And 2020, I've released more music. Kawe, for example. And I'm getting ready to travel, ready to tour, ready to drop an album. And COVID said, what's up? So that's the shortest, briefest way I can tell you guys everything that's happened. So, yeah.
First of all, we have to acknowledge the humble flex, just the humble little ta-ta. Just helped on a theme song. I just happened to be the first superhero representing the Black young girls out there, a show that I grew up obsessed with, and that was quite iconic in how I created the sugar and spice and all things nice that is within myself. So, girl, we definitely salute you. We congratulate you for that.
Thanks. Yeah, incredible.
And then, girl, to take it a step further, you then evolved musically, and that is what I love to see. I mean, your growth is not just what we experienced when you were last on the show, but it's also just brought in so many different influences, and that's what I want to dive into. Now, the music video we just saw was the latest video you shot before COVID hit. What has COVID quarantine life been like thus far?
COVID hit. I was on some momentum, getting ready to tour. And, initially I was just like, you know what, we're going to brave this out. I was out there doing the 21-day challenge when they announced like the first lockdown phase. You're like, okay, we'll do it for the first 21 days and, hyper, like trying to keep the energy up. And when you start moving past that, you start realizing, oh my goodness, everything's changed. The way we navigate the space has changed. All the gigs are gone. We're not going to be performing live. So I got into live production, did a few shows for Africa Day with Liver, did some shows for Mask for Africa, also did some work here, performed for Pride Inside because we can't go out anymore. So a lot of things have been digitized. I also got to the point where I was like, I miss everything. I miss the people. I miss the vibe. I miss seeing people. I miss my community. And yeah, it's been interesting. Right now, not touring, but traveling around France, and we're shooting little videos, trying to keep it interesting. And also kind of holidaying as well, like as much as I can. It's interesting because there is a heavy mask presence, but it just depends where you're at. I mean, in France now, it's mandatory for you to wear a mask indoors. We came from Spain, went to Barcelona, then we were driving along the coast, and places like that, you know, it's sparse, so we could chill on the beach, and there weren't many cases. So it was necessary. It was just starting to get a bit tight. So that's what's happening right now.
Now, Toya, it's also interesting to me the fact that you've decided to still create music, but also you haven't let lockdown slow you down or keep you locked down creatively. So what music have you been working on so far?
Okay, so I just dropped a new single titled Find the Boy. It's my own production. Been working on music for quite a while, so I was happy to finally release something that I've produced wholesomely. The song is about expectation. I hope you guys will check it out. Expectation versus reality, and the fact that sometimes we feel like we cannot create our own fairy tales. Sometimes people think love is binary. And during lockdown, I got caught in my fields, and I was just with my girl, and I was just like, whoa, if it wasn't for love right now, real love, I don't know how I'd be coping with this, you know? And as much as we always talk about, we want to be represented, we want to celebrate ourselves, when the opportunity comes, it feels like we don't do it. So I decided I'm releasing Find the Boy. It's a bit of a slower pace, bit of a slow jam. I feel like a lot has happened. I mean, the Black Lives Matter movement has been huge. I mean, people finally getting up and making a stand and moving towards equality all over the world. It was huge, the movement. So after moments like this, speaking about it, marching about it, it's time to live it. You know, we don't want our grandchildren doing the same thing. So I thought to take the opportunity to celebrate queer Black love, to celebrate as a Black person, to reclaim that space. And yeah, that's what that song means to me. As an artist, this is who I want to be. As much as I evolve with the music, I still want to share moments like this and not be like, oh, I'm just Toya, the pop star or the Afro star. It's like more, I'm hoping you guys can identify with it, and whoever has been feeling like, I can't celebrate my love. No, don't feel like that. Celebrate what you have. Reclaim your space.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding us about this. And Toya, the legacy you are going to leave behind in the world is going to be vast, not only in the music space, but also in the creativity. Toya, before you go, I really just want to touch base more than ever on something that's very important. And I think a lot of women, as we head into Women's Month, in the month of August, is our health. I know you had a health scare that just shook you to the core. Please, may you share that with our viewers.
Yeah, I mean, ladies, sending you so much love. Please check your pap smears. It's so important. Had I not checked mine, I would have overlooked the fact that I had precancerous cells, which I got removed. And thanks to the pap smear, it didn't end devastatingly. So ladies and men who love ladies, check on them, tell them to go and check it out. Yeah. Look after your health. If you're not feeling okay, go check yourself out. It's the best you can do for yourself. This is the beginning of self-love. Celebrate your body, love your body, and check on it.
Mambuthelezi, awusukhulume kahle. Thank you so much. We are sending love to you all the way in Paris. Thank you so much, Toya Delezi. Sending love to you and your entire extended international family. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
There you have it, South Africa, a true superstar and legend in the South African music game and taking over internationally. A CEO of her own galaxy, as she likes to call it, that was Toya DeLazy.
One thing that Toya is not is lazy. She is definitely Toya the not lazy. She's doing so much.
It's amazing what a woman can get through, baby.
It's amazing. Palesa, I mean, that interview was quite enlightening, and it's great to see that she's doing so much. Yet she's not in South Africa, but she's putting us on the map.
Yep.
She definitely is, and it's not the first time that she's done this, it being now. It's just such a pleasure for Afternoon Express to catch up with her because she has been busy. I love the fact that she's now Toya de Busy because, wow, she has been up to a lot. But more than anything, she's actually been making a remarkable difference in lending her voice when it comes to all things creativity, music, art, even dabbling in cartoons. I mean, all to push the agenda forward of young, empowered Black females. And, you know, let's sprinkle in some love on top of all of that.
I hear you and I agree with you a lot. We need to just keep the love going, spread the love as far as you can. No quarantine or lockdown will keep us from loving each other.
Yeah.
It's true. You might not be able to touch, but it can't stop love.
True.
And speaking about touch, love, and the fact that we can't be touching each other, what's better than an intimate conversation over a warm cappuccino? Well, coming up, ladies, we will indulge in just that as we talk about the importance of self-care and self-love with a delectably creamy hug in a mug.
You only have one skin. Nourish it and wear it bravely.
It's your feel-great coffee. Treat yourself to Hug in a Mug Creamy Cappuccino.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Though our lives may have been disrupted in so many ways due to the current pandemic, the spotlight on self-care and self-love has become even brighter. Some may feel like you have nothing to celebrate. So here's a reminder that it's the little things in life that need to be celebrated and appreciated every day. So go on and reward yourself for getting those chores done, for writing that exam, for changing from PJs into day clothes, or perhaps for just recording that IGTV. And what could be more rewarding than the comfort of a hug, especially one that comes in a form of a delicious cappuccino stick and a mug. Hug in a Mug cappuccino sticks are always sweet, creamy, and oh so dreamy. So here's some of our favorite flavors we love to treat ourselves to. So ladies, you already know what we're all about: self-care, self-love, and treating oneself. So ladies, I want to find out from you. We've all got our delicious Hug in a Mug that just makes us feel so appreciated, celebrated, and uplifted, empowered more than anything. So what flavor is your favorite flavor? And ladies, y'all are busy, you're married, you've got fur babies, you've got a little boy. So how do you guys find time in that day for that self-love, Dumi?
I think for me, my favorite flavor has to be creamy cappuccino because I like the original flavor of a cappuccino. And the best time for me to enjoy this would actually be on my Sundays when I'm doing wash days, self-care days. Because on Sundays is when I make sure I go in on my hair, I do that treatment. Because, you know, natural hair takes about 4, 5, 6 hours the entire day. So this is the perfect drink to get me through the day because it gives me the energy that I need. And on top of that, it literally tastes amazing.
Yeah. I love the fact that you went OG, you know, the original creamy cappuccino here. And what I also love about it is that it's the perfect amount of everything.
Exactly. Exactly. Especially when they say creamy, it is very creamy and delicious.
Yummy. Okay, girl, you stir that up. I mean, Jenny, for yourself. I'm kind of loving Jenny's choice, South Africa. Tell us a little bit about your choice, Jenny.
Well, it reflects my personality exactly. It's nutty. But I love hazelnut. Hazelnut, I just want to lick the packet. I've had a tongue like a butterfly and stick it in the bag.
Yeah.
It's so nutty and beautiful, and it's rich, and it's got that lovely depth, you know. So hazelnut is for me because it's a nut. And what I do like about a Hug in a Mug.
Look at Jenny making sure she gets every last piece of that powder into that cup. Girl, I don't blame you. I'd have done the same thing. Okay.
Just look at that creamy, look at that froth, look at the head on that cappuccino. But I do, you know, I'm a very tactile person, and this COVID thing is just killing me, baby. So you know what? No one can take away my Hug in a Mug. You know what I'm saying? I can hug all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all day, I'm greedy. But they are delicious, and they are so creamy. And just look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at that beautiful foam on top.
And I love the fact that as soon as you poured in that hot water, South Africa, it was almost instant. She didn't even have to stir. She didn't have to do anything. That creaminess, that froth, just kind of elevated on its own.
And it dissolves beautifully. It does, and it's got everything in it. You don't have, like you say, don't have to add nothing. Just got to snip and pour, baby.
Now, ladies, what I love about this is exactly what you've just mentioned. The fact that this Hug in a Mug dissolves within an instant. I hate the fact that when I'm enjoying something, I have to keep stirring throughout, halfway, in the middle. Oh, I'm stirring until my face is blue. And that does not scream self-care to me. But ladies, you know, I had to just shout out to my homegirl, Toasted Marshmallow, because my homegirl, Toasted Marshmallow, surely comes through with that flavor. I mean, I quite like this, Jenny, the way you've explained your cappuccino. It resonates with your personality. So just like Toasted Marshmallow, I am sweet, honey, but on the outside, I am dark, I am roasted, and I've got that hazelnutty look.
And you're soft inside.
Oh, and I'm soft inside.
She is a softie.
So ladies, you know, the second part of this conversation, more than anything, is, you know, that's self-love, self-care. And for me, I think it's essential to give myself a pat on the back almost daily because we have so many hurdles and obstacles that we have to get over every single day. So many hidden enemies that we don't know that are hiding in the lurch. So that is why I just love to give myself a pat on the back at the end of every day. I love to watch back Afternoon Express on YouTube, guys, and just have my hug in the mug and enjoy. But I also love what my father said. You know, we have these like annual moments. Cheers, ladies.
Oh, yes.
Speaking
Cheers,
about
already halfway
family.
through mine.
Speaking about families and fathers, is that
hug.
distance? Absolutely. Is that it's very important for us to celebrate ourselves, regardless. We're in a time right now where we don't have that hug. We don't have the opportunity to touch someone, to hug someone, and we also don't have the opportunity to get that reassurance from those that we love, because everyone is kind of in a battle amongst themselves. So I love the fact that we've got Hug in the Mug to do exactly that all the time, ladies. Let me have my first sip. Oh, wait, I almost forgot.
Delivery. You can send your family home delivery, Hug in a Mug. You can send hugs, baby.
I love that. Sending Hug and a Mug as a quarantine care kit.
Yes.
I agree with that. Let us do it.
Let's do it. Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
Delicious South Africa. Before I get a Hug and a Mug moustache. Cheers to that. Cheers to all that goodness. And cheers more than anything, South Africa, to those self-care moments. Now, all the comfort of a hug and the love in one mug. We want to hear from you at home. What moment of the day do you feel as though you deserve to treat yourself to a hug and a mug? Join in on the conversation on the socials, and remember to celebrate the small wins. Treat yourself to a hug and a mug.
Creamy and frothy, it's your feel-great coffee. Treat yourself to Hug in a Mug Creamy Cappuccino.
Ladies, you know we are speaking about self-love and self-happiness, but how iconic is it to be able to hug yourself even through social distancing, all through the love of a mug?
Especially because these are the times when we've been forced to stay as far away from each other as possible. So you do need some form of self-love and self-care and...
And we forget that we're entitled to self-love and self-care without guilt.
Yeah. So ladies, in that conversation, we were discussing what times of the day we experience or we'd love to enjoy our hug in a mug. But ladies, on social media, we are discussing what have you done today to level up that happiness. Dumi, maybe let me start with you, and Jens, I'm going to get your answer after the break.
For me, guys, you mentioned something about every day. It's just being able to wear a different hairstyle today. Like...
Level up, level up, level. She is leveling up her hairstyles. She is leveling up her happiness. And hopefully a little later, you're going to be leveling up our tummies in the kitchen, girl.
Keep you satisfied, don't worry.
I love that, Jenny. You agree, ne?
Oh, absolutely. Here's one.
Perfect. Okay. Mpho Tsolonyane is a respected sports broadcaster with years of experience in the industry and a #couple goals marriage with her soccer star husband, Rinelwe. Coming up, she tells us about her #levels of happy campaign.
Express yourself.
Continuing with the theme of powerful women, media personality Mpho Lotsolonyane joins us now to chat about her campaign, #LevelsOfHappy, and the importance of doing good for others. Mpho, welcome to the show.
Greetings and thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Girl, I'm so excited for you to actually sit down with us today because you are booked and busy, but we love it. I mean, you've got your radio show, you've got your family, and now you've got this dynamic, incredibly beautiful campaign. So let's dive into all things Levels of Happy. Now, what exactly is the campaign all about? And when did you decide that, you know what, I'm going to create some magic here and do something special?
Well, Levels of Happy basically came out from me being the radio personality that I am. I do a talk show on Power 987, and I kept hearing all these stories from people saying, listen, this lockdown period is very, very difficult for me. I'm struggling to put food on the table. I'm struggling to do this. I'm struggling to do that. And I thought, let me start a campaign to try and put a little bit of happiness back into people's lives, even if it's not such a big thing in terms of giving away big prizes or money or anything along those lines. But I just want to make sure that at least one person somewhere feels happy. So I've basically got in touch with a couple of companies who I've worked with over the years and some who are new. I literally knocked on people's doors and I said, listen, this is what I'm trying to do. Can you give me a hamper? Can you give me a voucher? Can you give me this, that, and the third? And the level of happy that I've received from just this campaign and trying to put people's smiles on people's faces has been so immense.
Now, girl, you've already spoken about the happiness and the smiles that are on people's faces as you are helping out and delivering these campaigns. So let's continue on the same vein as to what the response has been like.
Oh, the response has been absolutely amazing. You know, in the beginning when I started, people thought, you're probably doing this for like a week or two. But they can see now that it's something that I'm doing every single week. So even brands are realizing that this is not about me, because some people at the beginning when I started, we've only been about a month into this. In the beginning, people said, are you getting paid for this? Because we're working with such great brands. And I had to make it clear that I'm not getting paid. This is literally my way of putting smiles on people's faces. That's it. It has nothing to do with me. Although, you know, feeling good about myself also is great. So that's the great feedback for me.
I literally was about to say that, you know, you can't trick a trickster. You can't fool a foolster here, because I know the magic of giving and what it does for yourself, because it is as mutually beneficial. As much as you're putting a smile on someone else's face, that feel goodness that is within you ends up putting a smile on your face too. So I know, girl.
Exactly. So getting that, you know, people supporting it, getting people wanting to walk away with some of the giveaways, and also just the thank yous that I get afterwards. When somebody receives their package and says, thank you so much, this means a lot more than you could have thought. For me, that's the world, man.
That is the world. I love hearing you speak and just seeing the enthusiasm within your eyes. Now, girlfriend, you know, you are also just dominating the space within the sports world. And today on the show, we want to be touching base, essentially, with powerful women like yourself that might find themselves, whether it's in male-dominated spaces or whether they're doing their own thing independently or in a mixed space like Toya DeLazy. So what has your experience been like as a female sports presenter working in a male-dominated industry?
Ooh, you know, that is something that has been difficult in the beginning, I must admit. But as time goes on, and with us seeing so many more ladies getting involved in this space, it's become a lot easier. Because in the beginning, it was a matter of people saying, you're a woman, what are you doing in the sporting space? You shouldn't even be here. But now, because there's so many of us, so I get a lot of emails from young ladies who say, I want to get into this space. Before, I was a little apprehensive, but now seeing you, seeing the likes of Carol Chabalala, seeing your Mutsidisi Mohonos, your Thato Moengs, I am empowered to want to get into this space. So I'm loving that there's a lot more women who are getting into it. And people are seeing us as more than just a pretty face.
Yes, oh my goodness. And myself and the ladies were speaking about this, the chefs, Jenny, Notumi, Uguti, you can be a fierce, powerful, strong woman, but still embrace your femininity and who you are as a person.
Indeed.
But you know what's tricky, Mpo, about the likes of yourself, the likes of Carol Chabalala, Nabo Mini Dlamini. You guys do your job so well as sports broadcasters and presenters. You almost make me feel like I could do the same. So just like those people on your social media platforms that are like, I also want to do it. I also want to report on some soccer or some football. And then I realized I know zero about it.
But you know what? It's something that comes with a passion. You know, if you're passionate about something, you want to learn a lot more about it. And as you keep learning a lot more about it, you get more comfortable in doing it. I mean, for instance, I would love to do what you do, but I just don't have the personality for it. So it's easy. You know, I'm watching you and thinking, I could do that. But I know that being on that end is not as easy as we make it seem when we're at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's all about passion. When you're passionate about something, you go to the ends of the world to do it and do it properly.
Absolutely. Now, on top of all of this, plus the national lockdown, how do you balance your personal and professional life?
Well, girl, the nice thing about this lockdown is that I've had to work from home, which is nice. I'm loving it. So I broadcast my radio show from home. So I literally have to wake up in the morning, do all I need to do in order to make sure that the kids are ready for school, breakfast is made, and so on and so forth. And then at some point, I then focus in on my radio show. I then broadcast my show. After broadcasting my show, I rush upstairs to the balcony, which is where I am right now, and I do this interview with you.
Like a queen.
And after this interview, you know what I mean? After this interview, I probably just need to go figure out what it's for supper tonight, you know? But without that, I would be really, really remiss in not mentioning my husband. He's an amazingly supportive human being. You know, so on the days when he can see I've juggled too much, he comes to the rescue and he says, don't worry, today I'll cook. Or my daughter will say, today, mommy, I will cook because I can see you're tired. So having that support system also goes a very, very long way.
I love the fact, though, that you guys are all in this together in the household. So what advice would you give to that little girl watching you right now that wants to make an impact in the workplace one day?
Be yourself. The one thing I've always said is, especially if you want to get involved in the broadcasting space, empower yourself with education. That's something that can never be taken away from you. And when you're educated about this space, then you know how to maneuver your way around not only television, but also radio and print and the internet, because that's another media space that is growing at this moment in time. So many of our television shows have had to go online because of this lockdown. So that's a space that's opened up a lot. So I always say, empower yourself, but more than anything, don't try and be Mpho Letsolonyane. Be you. You know, Mpho Letsolonyane is already doing what she does. Be you. That is the most unique thing you can offer the entire broadcasting spectrum. So if you bring your authentic self, you're halfway there.
And the rest of the world will be watching and taking notes along with you. So thank you so much, Mpho, for stopping by, spreading that love, and more than anything, spreading the hashtag Levels of Happy campaign. Cheers.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Please do head over to our social South Africa and let us know what have you done today to level up that happiness. We've got Mpho here who's decided to give back and in turn love the family around her. So we want to find out from you, but make sure to use that hashtag Afternoon Express.
What an amazing couple.
I know, right? They look amazing together. I just love the fact that Renelwe, or rather Mpho, is constantly like reinventing herself within the marriage, within her space. Because yes, she's a big name herself, and her husband is as well. But they are definitely couple goals. Like looking at them, they're just amazing fellas.
Yeah. And girls, you know, I agree with you. The fact that she's also so down to earth to top it all, I mean, connected with Mpho on so many levels. Now, on social media, we have been asking everyone, how are they leveling up their happiness today and what have they done? So, Jenny, I've been dying to find out from you, girl, because I don't think Jenny is ever upset. Talk about happiness. She's forever happy, a ray of sunshine, not only in our studio here in the loft, but in life.
Well, I'm just going to tell the truth, okay? Yeah. Guilty pleasure. I went to the nursery this morning and my husband paid for it.
It's the small wins, South Africa. It's the small things to celebrate here. I love it. Talk about those little wins that we spoke about with Hagen and Mag. Tapping yourself on the back because Honey said, I got you, boo. Swipe. Now, ladies, don't you think that there's something to be said by a man who respects his powerful woman, gives her place to shine, and is not intimidated?
That right there is the future of men.
And I have one of those. Lucky girl, I do.
You do.
Yeah.
And we celebrate him here. You know, we love to give thanks where thanks is due, and he definitely is holding down his queen, and we are taking notes, and I'm sure all of the crew here on Afternoon Express are also taking notes from him, loving all of that. Now, speaking about men who are not intimidated, and maybe those who are a little intimidated, despite how far we've come with male and female interactions in modern day intimate relationships, there are still men in the world who are intimidated by powerful women. Coming up, we break down this with intimacy coach Marilu Gaba. Today we're talking about women who are stepping into their power, being strong, independent women. As much as we celebrate those women, it's not always an easy path to get there. Welcome back to The Loft, Marilu.
Hi, Palesa.
Now, Marilu, you are an intimacy coach, so girl, let's get up close and personal. Now, you work quite well with female clients around empowerment. What are some of the common topics that you see coming up from women?
Thank you, Palesa. Yeah, I work with women in coaching as well. And through coaching, I see a lot of women stepping up into their power. And then I also see the same themes come up again and again for women. So there's something around internalized beliefs and fears that so many women carry as they become more of themselves, as they become more powerful, as they become more empowered. And I see the areas in their life that these fears and these internalized beliefs come up the most is in the workplace, with family, and then most importantly, in romantic relationships.
Girl, you know, that is a topic that we can speak about for maybe a full-on 5-hour seminar. So let's just dive into it. Let's talk about these romantic relationships first. What are some of the issues that women encounter in this area?
So it's important to remember that these beliefs that we pick up, most of the time, they come from tradition, they come from culture, and they come from religion and society as well. And so we carry these beliefs within ourselves. So romantically, traditionally, in the traditional heterosexual relationship, there is a dynamic where the man is almost like the keeper of the house and the woman is in service to the man. So this is a very traditional structure. And now you're seeing more and more women step up into their own power. And women are amazing. They're building businesses. They are making more money than ever before. They're entering more leadership positions than ever before. But at the same time, they still have this internal conflict around their role as a woman. And what this does inside for women is that they almost become over-independent, where they start feeling like a relationship is holding them back from their greatness, and they kind of opt out of having a relationship, or they change themselves to fit into the idea of who they should be in relationships.
Now, Marulu, I'm sure a lot of us as women can identify with these different roles that you have identified, the roles that we assume within relationships. But what I want to talk about more specifically, especially for today's episode, we are talking about women being CEOs of their own world, of their own galaxy, as Toy DeLazy would like to say. So what effect does this have on the lives of women?
So in general, I see three things happening to women. So as I said, in relationships in the workplace, the first thing that happens is that women become over-independent and they decide that all of these things are going to hold them back. So on a romantic front, they don't want the support from someone else. They don't feel like they can be fully empowered and met by another person in relationship. So that's one thing that can happen. The second thing I see happen more often than I like, and this is the sad one for me, is women making themselves small to be accepted. Their voices shouldn't be heard. They shouldn't speak out to fit in, to belong in the workplace. And what this means for women is they give up on their dreams. The third thing that I see happen, and this is the exciting part, is that women step up, they stand in their power, they know their worth, they know their value, and they thrive. They attract partners that celebrate them, that love their power, partners who become their biggest cheerleaders. They thrive in the workplace, and they can be fully themselves, expressed in their fullest power in a healthy and supported way.
You know, on that last point, I just got goosebumps all over my body because I was like, yes, Marulu, speak life into our women, because these are the women that we are seeing coming out and shining bright within our communities. I've been blessed and privileged enough to speak to a lot of CEOs of companies and people that are elevating women within the corporate space. And they all say the same thing. The one thing that differentiates a woman in the boardroom amongst the peers are being the nurturers. Now, more than anything, Marulu, what can women do who are stepping up and taking control, empowering themselves?
I so love what you said, because I almost want to give a permission slip to women who are in the process of empowering themselves, standing up as leaders, as entrepreneurs, as CEOs, to give them a permission slip to say, you can do it your way. So the old structure was one that was more masculine, but it is up to us to bring this new flavor into the structure as well. And this is a more heart-centered approach. It is a more empathetic approach. And it's not that the one is better than the other, but I think together it is stronger, having the logic and the structure combined with the heart and the empathy. And so to women who are standing up and stepping up, just know that you are worthy of love while you do this. You can be empowered and be strong and still be safe and still belong in your families, in relationships, in your peer groups, in your company. Your voice matters. And if you stand in your full power, you'll have so much more to offer the world, to offer your company, to offer the people that are in your life.
I know Marilu, along with me, is the rest of South Africa that is going to head over to YouTube right now and just record all the words that you have spoken today, because there's something that we need to constantly remind ourselves of as we move forth in life. Thank you so much for lending your voice, your opinion, and helping us maneuver around this time. Thank you so much, Marilu. Goodbye.
Alisa.
Now, please do head over to our social media platform, South Africa, and let us know your thoughts on this very profound topic. But use that hashtag Afternoon Express.
I mean, people think powerful women aren't feminine. You know, we experience motherhood and all kinds of we're still ladies, we're still women.
And we still want to be taken care of, and we still want to be spoiled, and we still want to be celebrated as powerful as we are.
Exactly.
Palisa, you would know this, right? We want to be strong, but cute.
We want to be strong and cute. I kind of like that. SC, strong and cute. But ladies, there's actually something very powerful about what you just did, Dumi. And I don't know if you realize what you did. You kind of assumed a pose. And do you know what this pose is called, South Africans?
Tell us.
This pose is called the Wonder Woman pose. And this is scientifically proven, South Africa. There have been studies made that if you stand and assume the Superwoman, Wonder Woman pose for 2 minutes every single day, and you just think those thoughts of power, of strength, and all that incredibleness that is within you as a woman, that this will trickle into every aspect of your life, and those around you will see you as more confident, more established, more firm.
You're claiming your space.
Absolutely. And that's what it does. So it establishes it from within you, and it makes it radiate and connect to everyone else. And ladies, speaking about all things powerful and establishing your space in the kitchen, what are we cooking?
Well, you know, we've got our lovely clover fruits of the forest, and it's gorgeous. It's double dessert, so we've got the fruits of the forest, and we've got a bread and butter pudding made with cinnabuns, with blueberries. So it's very berry. Very berry.
Very berry, and I'm loving all of those carbs in there, the decadence, the delicious coming up.
Forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the Forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back, South Africa, and a happy Tuesday to everybody. I hope you guys are having a good day, because we are definitely having a great one here. We are about to we're basically making a double dessert today. We've got Cinnabons that we made yesterday with blueberry icing and so forth. And then today, we're taking it up a notch and we're making bread pudding with our Cinnabons.
Waste not, want not.
Exactly. We're being good to the earth and we're being good to our tummies. Yes. And you're going to be helping me. You're going to be whisking in some eggs for me, and I'm going to do the rest of the ingredients.
Should we go 1, 2, 3, go?
Let's do it. And to start it all off, I'm going to start with the wet ingredients, which is going to form the custard part of our bread pudding. But obviously, guys, everything that you need to know about this recipe, what it is, how much you need for everything, the ingredients, the steps, you've got everything on the Afternoon Express website. So just go there and you'll get everything you need right there. I'm going to start with my milk. Wow, talk about magic fingers.
Anyway.
I've just gone in with some of my milk and a bit of cream. And the main ingredient, the star of the show, Fruits of the Forest mixed berries. So because they've got such a great range, they've got lots of different flavors, and you could use any of those in this specific recipe. But I chose the mixed berries because we've already got blueberries in it, so why not just, add on to that flavor. So I'm just going to go in with a bit of our Fruits of the Forest mixed berry flavor, and everything's just going to be mellowed in together. Everyone knows.
I like the yogurt because it's going to keep it moist and delicious.
And flavorful. And that once it bakes in the oven, it basically absorbs all those delicious flavors. So I'm going to go in with a bit more of my sugar here. And then we go in with some cinnamon and some vanilla extract.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Beautiful. Because,
the Cinnabons already have the cinnamon in there. So we're just, taking it up a notch. So I just want to quickly whisk this together before I go in with the eggs.
Yeah, boy.
Because this is the custard part of our
And there's always a custard in a bread pudding.
Yeah, so it's not.
I hate it when it's dry.
Yeah, same here. And this is another recipe that my mom taught me. Well, she didn't teach me. I saw her make it and I was like, that's delicious. Yes. I want to know how to make that one day. And here I go, going to chef school, and now I am the teacher.
I love it.
The student became the teacher.
You know what happens, hey? So your parents become your children.
Oh, yes.
So you can teach your mama.
The cycle of life. So before I finish up with this recipe, I just want to show you guys, I've got some that have already been cut up. Some of our Cinnabons basically cut into small pieces to make it easier to manage and to make it easier for it to actually absorb the flavor.
The flavors.
Yes. Whereas if I put it in like this, some nooks and crannies will miss out on that amazing custard flavor. So,
sorry, Tommy.
I'm also talking quite a bit. Once this mouth of mine opens, guys, I don't stop. So I do need to give Jenny a chance.
No, but stale bread, when we say stale, 1 day old, helps it to suck up even better. Hey? Yes. It doesn't get so mushy.
Yes, actually, because we love fresh bread, but you like that for the moment, that day, 2 days later. But once it goes stale, this is actually the perfect recipe for it.
Absolutely.
So before I actually put this in our pan to bake, I want to let it sit in the custard first. So I'm just going to chuck as much of this as I can in.
Yummy.
What this does is it helps to absorb all those flavors before we go and bake it into the oven. So let me just do this and toss it a little bit before I put it into our baking tray.
What about 20 minutes? Half an hour? How long?
Yeah, 10, not even a lot, even 10 minutes is fine. 10, 20 minutes is fine. Because you also don't want it to be too soggy, because I also like those crispy parts on the top and then a bit of the soft and gooey parts in the
middle.
center.
Absolutely.
Ooh, perfect combination. And then you just go in with this recipe, guys. And like we mentioned, you can use any of the other Fruits of the Forest flavors, but we've chosen the mixed berry today. But you're more than welcome to choose the flavor of your choice. And the one thing I love about this then is that the bottom part has all that custardy deliciousness.
Yes.
The top part is going to bake nicely and get crisp up, and because of the sugars in there, it's also going to caramelize.
Love it, love it. Now, what if people didn't have Cinnabons or Chelsea buns? Could they do it with some stale bread?
Like you said, stale bread is perfect.
Because the hero is the yogurt,
Yes, yes. So any stale bread would be just as perfect for this. If you've got, so leftover bread, leftover rolls, even hot dog buns. There we go. So you could do it with any bread type ingredient that would work. I'm not going to say all the stalier the better, but it actually does help with the absorption of flavor. And basically this is it, South Africa. This goes into the oven to bake for, let's safest bet, start off with 30 minutes.
Yes.
Because we want the custard not to move. We want it to be
Yes.
as set as possible.
Yes.
But remember as well that when you take it out, it will continue
to cook.
To cook for a bit longer.
We always make that mistake. eh?
Yeah. So 25 to 30 minutes. Get it
Perfect.
out. Enjoy it. And the lovely thing about it is we use fruits of the forest inside, but you can actually serve it on top.
I like
And with the dessert. So talk about flavor overload. So like we mentioned, South Africa, go on to afternoonexpress.co.za to get all these ingredients and exactly how to make this amazing Cinnabon recipe with fruits of the forest.
Fruits of the Forest from Clover just added real cereal crunch. A symphony of fruit, oats, seeds, and granola crunch. Fruits of the Forest. Real fruit, real cereal, real taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Come on in, ladies, with that delicious dessert. Yes, Mzansi, don't judge us here on Afternoon Express. We are having desserts for dinner. But every other day of the week, we just do so well. So it's okay to go in like this.
We are allowed. It's allowed to celebrate. We are talking self-love. And what better way to show love to yourself than to indulge in delicious recipes?
Do you know what I like about this? At first glance, it looks like a Chelsea bun, you know, with the sugar glaze on top. But it's healthier than that because of the fruits of the forest, because of the yogurt. So we're cutting out. Don't feel guilty. Oh, my goodness me. Look at
That looks so good. South Africa, can you see how my eyes are just eyeing down this dessert? It looks so good. It looks so delicious, ladies. So, ladies, not only today are we encouraging our viewers to practice leveling up on their happiness, but it's something that we need to do daily.
I fully agree with you.
You have to. You've got to wake up and you've got to smile and embrace the day and just don't let anything get you down, seriously.
Yeah, because I think we've reached a point as people where we have to stop waiting for love and waiting to hear that you must love yourself or show yourself love. So it has to start from the self, from the inner person. Love you and the rest of the world will deal with it.
Well, they'll love
Whether
you
they love you.
back. Who likes a miserable person?
Absolutely nobody.
run.
And you know, also on social media, I get this so often, and everyone is just like, girl, you're always so upbeat, you're always so happy. During a time where a lot of people aren't in their most happiest or at their most happiest, you're still able to connect to those gems of positivity. And South Africans, it is not easy, but I'm here to tell you that it is possible. There were times where I felt unmotivated and times where I didn't feel happy myself. But on those days that I feel like that, I believe in routine. I don't know if you ladies can agree.
Yes.
So I will literally turn on something that is inspiration, something that's motivational, whether it's my favorite pasta. I'm loving myself some Sarah Jakes Roberts right now. But I put on some affirmations, things that tell me and reaffirm who I am, what I am, within the spirits that I am. Because ladies, we are masterpieces.
We are worth it.
And we deserve it. We deserve all the love, and it should start from within.
Absolutely. Ladies, all this feel-good moments with a delicious desserts. Join us again tomorrow as we break down the commonly misunderstood Tourette syndrome for Wellness Wednesday. Until then, Mzansi, good night, stay safe, and happy eating.
Afternoon Express. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.